All right, so news over the weekend broke about Peyton Manning, and we all go, what could have broken about Peyton Manning? Well, unless you're under a rock or only watch ESPN, because of course they didn't cover it, some news broke out about years ago. Peyton Manning had a sexual assault-ish. Well, we'll say ish, because it was settled one. He wasn't charged with a crime too. And it wasn't borderline. It was something I would never want my wife, my daughter in the future, my sister, my mother, my grandmother, any woman in my life to ever have to deal with. But it wasn't what you normally hear with a sexual assault. But it was in 1996. So you're thinking, okay, it's old news. Well, here's the deal. Do you remember it being talked about? Because all weekend I heard it was old news. I never heard it. I heard there were murmurs about something that happened when he was at Tennessee. I never heard specifically what happened at Tennessee. Well, Sean King from the New York Daily News wrote a very big expose pretty much about Peyton Manning, saying how he ruined a doctor's career. Not only he did the incident, but years later, after it was settled and no one was supposed to talk about it, Peyton Manning and his father wrote a book about the Mannings. And they talked about the incident, and they totally degraded the woman, and tore her to pieces, where even though after she had left Tennessee, started a new life, was a trainer and a doctor, a world-renowned doctor, trainer, with the Olympics, they ruined her so much she had to leave her job at Florida Southern, and she had to go after Peyton Manning and tear him down and sue him. So not only he wrote a book, the book was full of lies. The woman sued him, and all the people that were around this case all backed up this woman, tore down Peyton Manning to the point where he had to settle. Look, in life, in a case, you don't always settle because you were wrong. Here's the deal. If you're Peyton Manning, usually countersue because they're going after you. He didn't countersue. He settled very quickly, so we'd never talk about it. I hate these people telling me what's old news. If it was old news, why had I never heard of it? Did you hear about the lawsuit? Did you hear about the settlement? If you never heard about it, then it's not old news. What should happen to Peyton Manning? I have no idea. I'll tell you right now, it shouldn't go under the rug. I'll tell you right now, he shouldn't be the face of the NFL and 3 other major multi-billion-dollar companies. What should happen to Peyton Manning? He's probably going to retire, and I hope we don't hold him in such esteem, because this whole thing is utterly ridiculous, and it's sad it's just coming out now. This is the Loop Tube.